And hello again, and here we are in my back garden because I was planning today to clean up these engine covers from the Kawasaki Z motor. We've got the alternator cover here, the clutch cover, points cover, and also this sort of ignition holder, as it were. I'll put that down there. And I've made a start already on the clutch cover. All I'm doing is, let me just grab this. I was using, let's see, 120 grade wet and dry sandpaper to start off. That's quite aggressive, and that's going to get rid of a lot of the deep nicks and scratches in the aluminium. Once that's done, we then move on to a finer grade of wet and dry, i.e. 240, and then 400, and maybe even 800. At which point I'll stop, because then I can take these covers to the workshop and I can give them a final polish on the polishing mop. Well, that was a plan anyway. However, there's always a problem, and that problem is that this points cover, it's got a crack in it, so I can't use that. That can go. And also, this clutch cover here has a strange dent right there, which isn't really apparent when it's all dirty and scuffed up. But as soon as I started to clean it up, there it was. And that will really be apparent when it's all polished, so I can't use that either. That's going to go, which leaves me with this thing to polish, and also the alternator cover. So what to do? Well, I can buy a replacement cover off eBay, second-hand of course, for the clutch and the points cover for about £40, £50, something like that. For the clutch cover, and about £20 for the points cover. Brand new from Z Power, they're about £140, something like that. So yeah, okay, that's possible. Or I can go into the aftermarket, to the performance workshops out there, and I can buy some really cool aftermarket covers made by the likes of APE, MRE, or some of the Japanese performance shops, and they're bloody expensive. They're like, you know, £200–300 for each cover, and I could still do that. And I thought, hang on a minute, rather than send my money to Japan or to America, let's keep it local and let's make some here. And sure enough, my mate Jeff has already made a clutch cover, something like this, made from billet aluminium, would you believe. Now his were made to fit his drag bike, so they look a bit different from this, but I did like the way it looked, and I think it looked pretty damn cool on the Z. So I've already been to see him, and we discussed it. I said, yeah, no problem, we can do that. We then went through his stock of aluminium, and he didn't really have enough of the right size to make something like this, so we've worked out what's required. I've ordered it, and it's now on the way. It should be here in the next few days. And when that aluminium arrives, we're going to make a start on making clutch cover, and also of course the points cover. The points cover is pretty easy, pretty simple thing, but the clutch cover is obviously a bit more involved. I did consider also having him make me a billet version of one of these things, the alternator cover, but it's actually quite a complicated shape, particularly inside, because it holds the alternator inside there, or rather the windings. So I think we'll give that a miss for now, which means the good news is I don't need to bother polishing this thing anymore. I do have to polish the alternator cover, and that's what we're doing today. But we'll come back in a few days time when I've got the aluminium, and we'll go over to see Jeff and hopefully make a start. Right, Jeff, so yes, here we are back in your workshop. No, we don't need that. And as I was just telling you then, the video we made last week about my new Kawasaki one-off custom built covers, I lost it, I deleted it, so I'll have to start again. But I see you have actually done a little bit of work there. You've got some more metal now, you've got some more material.
We originally had that.
Okay. And you found that?
And I went to see a mate of mine,
yes.
And he's got a couple of pieces of that.
Right.
So that can do,
yeah.
We can make the outer cover for that.
Right, so to start with then, we're going to make a version of that Kawasaki clutch cover there.
So that's going to be bolted to that.
Yes.
Via the inside.
Right.
And then that's going to machine round, so it's going to be like a
sandwich
pan, or probably machine it, put it on a 45 so you can see the bolt heads on it.
Yes, yeah.
And then hopefully with some nice machining,
yes,
you can get Kawasaki.
Yes. We like machining, yes.
Yeah. If Lister can do that, well, if he could mill Kawasaki in it, that would be lovely.
I might just put Jeff in it or something instead of mine.
No.
Put the name in it. Right, so in fact, we're talking about this now as if people know what we're talking about, which they don't probably. So have you got the other...
It's up there.
Oh, it's up there. Is it something in the loft? Well, we'll get it down in a minute. We'll get it in a minute, because otherwise people won't know what we're talking about, or what we're aiming to do. on the other hand, I've gone out and spent £140 on more aluminium plate to make not one, not two, but 3 of these, because you wanted to make 2 more of your own.
The thing is, I thought, because I mean that's a piece that we had. Once I got my point on this plate for doing all this milling, you might as well bolt 3 of them together.
Yeah, do it in one go.
all that together.
Yes.
It doesn't take much more to do 3
as one.
Than what is the setting up that's the time.
Yeah. Well, they've been bought now. They're on their way. Should be here by, I don't know, end of the week. So we'll see.
Once I've got the 3 pieces of plate, wherever's going to be milled out, I can just bolt them together
and do it in one go.
And I've got the adapter plate up there with all my points in.
For
putting it on.
Just another point there.
In.
You have made something like this before, so you've got some, what we call it, fixtures and fittings to help you.
We've got all the
do that.
Mandrels and adapter plates for machining them.
Okay, good. So that's what's happening, and in a minute I'll send you up in the loft, in the darkness of the loft, and you can bring down that rather nice example you've made before. But right now, I've got my cup of tea right here to finish off, so I'll do that, and then we'll carry on. Okay, so we've dragged out this billet cover here from the loft, and you made that, Jeff, quite a while ago for a drag bike. Was that? Oh no, for Unitrack bike.
Do you know what? That I made for the Unitrack.
Right. Because it's not quite standard, is it, in terms of mounting? It's a bit different, isn't it? You've got those additional.
Did you do it, or I might have done it for the spares bike.
Oh, I don't know.
But what I did with it, as I went, what I didn't tell you last time, that's bigger because what I was going to do was widen the clutch
to fit a slant clutch or something. Right. Okay.
Whereas and I suddenly realised when you'd gone.
Yes.
You don't need that.
No.
And I've got and now you're going to shout at me saying you've made me go and buy all this metal that we don't.
You've made me go and buy £140
So that original smaller piece
would have worked. Okay, so we live and learn.
But at least we've got a piece of that for nothing.
Yes. Okay. Now, looking at your previous example here, it's got those little ears on it that's non-standard.
Because they pick up. That picks up in line with the back engine mount, which I was going to space and use. So it and that, which the GPZ doesn't have, that would have been spaced across from the other plate, which is on the gear, but on the output shaft
it's non-standard,
with a long spacer through it with another engine mount.
Right. So if we now turn it round, we can see how you've made it. So you've got a base plate.
That's the 1/2-inch plate. Yeah, it's been drilled and countersunk. Yeah.
Right.
To screw the actual
spacer plate almost. That bit. Yes. And then on top of that, you've got a sandwich. You've got another plate on top.
That's about 1/2 inch, which is what that would be.
Right. And then finally, you've got a cap at the very top.
That might have to be bored out a little bit. It's not finished yet.
No.
Because on the lock-up clutches, you get arms and you can change the weights.
That's right.
So I thought, rather than taking that off, in fact, probably the piece of plate that I made that with had a hole in it. So
you thought, I'll use that.
I'll utilise that.
Oh, why not? So if you imagine then that the one we're going to make for me will look a bit like that.
It'll look like that without them.
Bit like the arms, yes.
And it'll just be it won't have that unless you want that going on.
Oh, I do. Well, we'll see.
But then you can't put your Kawasaki on it unless you do it very small.
I'll put Jeff on it or something. Or made by me. I'll put on it.
Attempt number 1360.
Yes. Fail.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what it looked like. It's, of course, mine will be all shiny, which is ideal. So I'm replacing that one over there with this thing.
It'll be a little bit smaller as well.
A bit smaller.
Because you're not bringing the clutch out.
No.
That's why I did that.
Yeah, because you've also got a spacer plate, haven't you, behind this?
No.
To move it all out.
No, I did. Because of the diameter of the Kawasaki clutches, I was going to get 2 baskets and mill one.
Yes.
Take the old one off. Make the centre bigger and sort of like put half as much again on a clutch.
Okay.
So it gives it more grip.
Okay.
Plus, the wider the clutch, you don't need as much spring pressure.
No.
Right. Plus, you can let it slip a bit longer without the worry of it burning out.
Yeah. Well, I don't need that on a road bike, so.
See, this is where I was thinking of racing.
Yes.
And you know, obviously, you don't need it.
Okay, so you've now got enough material to make a start at least on making this thing.
Well, we did have a piece of 1/2-inch plate.
Yes.
But like I say, there's no point in setting that up, milling around that one, putting the other one on. We can do with the cutter. We can do 3, possibly 4 in one go.
No, 3's quite enough. I want 1. So hopefully that material's arriving in the next day or two. So I'll bring it along, and then you can crack on and make not one, not two, but three of the damn things.
Hey, that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. Well, for you, not for me. Right, that's great stuff. So I shall return with my big bag of material.
Skim them off.
Yes, yes. I shall return with my material in a few days' time, and then we can carry on. Great stuff.
Excellent.
Okay, Jeff, here we are. Another week's gone by, and I see you've been doing some more work on these covers.
Yeah, there's 4 of them at the minute.
Yeah. So they're for the ignition cover.
Yeah. One's slightly thicker. One of the billets that I found was slightly thicker, but it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter now.
They're all drilled now. The centres for to use to go on the standard back case.
Yes.
Obviously, when we 45 them, I've still got to machine some metal out and put a 45 on them.
Yes.
It's one of them where to hold them, to do the 45, I've got to say this right or it'll sound confusing.
What's that?
If I hold that now and put the 45 on there,
yeah,
then to put it in the chuck, you've no area with your chuck jaws to grip them.
Right. Well, I'm going to make a sort of fixture so you can hold it.
Yeah, I've made that plate.
Okay, yes.
But once you've got your 45 on, you can bolt it.
Right.
So I can do the 45 on it, then bolt that to it.
And then grip it and not worry about damaging
it. And then I can actually take that out a little bit more. It wants to come out a bit more, but I need to mill 2 sections out of it.
Yes.
So it'll just leave. It'll end up, I mean, if you had a CNC, you can go around it nice and neat. But I'll do my best with the rotary table.
Okay.
And so then, once I've got it in, once that's bolted to it, I can then grip it just to mill out the 2 sections.
Yes. And then over there, we've got those.
These now I've marked. What I've got to do now is thread these to 6mm, and then because the covers have no they're the covers, unfortunately, we've made out of plate. We've got our holes, so once they're threaded, we can bolt them on there.
Yes.
We can then put that in the chuck, and then we could machine off down, and I've got some little buttonhead screws somewhere that drop down just enough, so then I can just put a 45 on that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Plus, then they want drilling at the back to bolt to
the base plate.
There's a lot of work in it, but it'll look nice.
So, have you made any progress with the base plates then? Or is that still in progress?
I've just got them sat.
Wherever.
Oh, on there. They're over there.
Okay, over there, corner.
Ready to start.
Okay. Okay.
But I thought I'll get these done first.
Yes.
The miller's ready now to get them on, and yeah.
Yeah, I see here. Look, we've got one. Yeah. Another one here.
Well, basically, what I've got to do is I can drill that now with the tapping. I can just set it back up because I've got our data points. I can lock that down with our go back that way. I can lock. I can put it there. I can clamp them, i.e. like
that,
like so, with our. Once we've got it set. Putting 2 on it, it's not to stop it. What happens is, if you, I can drill that now. Then what I do is I put a little centre in there, and I can thread them, start tapping off. Yeah, and sometimes when you're tapping, if you've only got one grip on it, it can spin.
Yes.
So it's advisable to, if you're doing anything like this, to put 2 on it. Yeah. Okay. So, but I've got to drill, and while it's still in the same position, then put the tap in, and I've got to do that 18 times. 18 times.
Well, I only want one. You're the one making 6 of them, 4 of them, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well. Right, good stuff. So, apart from that, then, anything else to report on my Z cases? I don't think so.
No, but if you want to fit, we've had a disaster with the spares bike.
Oh dear. Well, that's not my problem.
Well, not a disaster.
A problem.
No.
An opportunity. An opportunity.
Do you know the barrel that I've cleaned?
Well, before you tell me, we'll stop here because I just want to film a bit about the Z, and then we'll talk about that in a minute. Right. Yeah, so that's that. Anything else, Jeff, while we're here? Don't think so.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really got anything else to report for the moment.
Okay. In that case, we'll end it there and we'll come back next week. Right, so here we are, Les, back in your workshop, and I see my engine's now coming together a little bit.
Yes.
So the last time I was here, I dropped off the upper crankcase, half, that had been damaged, and then we'd repaired it.
Yeah.
And left it with you. And since then, we've got more of an engine now.
Yeah.
So let's zoom in a bit and we can talk about that.
Okay.
Right, okay, so now we've zoomed in a bit and we can see bottom ends together, it seems to me.
Yep.
Clutch is in.
Yes.
Starter motor's on.
Found you a starter motor?
Yeah, we'll go through that because it turned out that starter motors for Zs are quite rare, difficult to find. I didn't have one. Or to buy a new one, it's like 425 quid.
D&K was selling that one for £80.
Oh, right, okay, that's pretty good.
So I made an offer.
Yeah.
They rejected it. Put a second offer in. They rejected it. And my third offer of £65, they accepted.
Weird.
Plus the postage. So
that's not bad.
I think all in all, I got it for about just over
deal.
70 quid.
But didn't you say there was a part you found that was from an EN 500 or something?
Yeah, I found out that the alternator.
Oh, the alternator.
The alternator stator.
Yes.
Is the same as EN 450, EN 500, ER5. That range of Kawasaki's with a 500 twin.
Which is handy because they're going to be cheaper than getting it for a Z.
Yeah, so but the I have heard that the magnets are known for coming loose.
Yes.
So you can get an aftermarket stator with a rotor with a one-piece magnet, and
which won't come loose.
Which won't come loose. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, as it turns out, I think I've timed this quite well because today you've been to Z Power.
Yes.
And you've collected some parts, including those nice studs.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I ordered the studs and the nuts a fortnight ago.
Right.
Well, actually 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They never arrived.
Oh, okay.
So I've been on to the guy who's a nice guy, top guy, Grumpy 1260.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I don't know what's happening. I'll find out." Lost in the post. I'll send you another set of studs till the others, so at least you can get the block on.
Okay.
And he's done that.
Okay,
they
so what
arrived the following day.
Are these APE or are these?
These are APE heavy duty studs.
Right. Okay.
I ordered them. Well, I spoke to the guy on where is it now? Friday. I spoke to them Wednesday. He must have sent them out, and I received them yesterday.
Yeah. It's a website's called Grumpy 1260. Yeah, Grumpy 1260.
That's right.
And he specialises in old Suzuki's and Kawasaki's.
That's right.
Yeah.
So while we don't know what's happened to my original order of studs and nuts, so he sent these out, and they arrived the next day.
Right. Okay. Brilliant.
So at least he did it. So at least I can get the block on.
Yeah. Okay. So have you had any more problems then with the bottom end?
No, not really. It's just a matter of finding out what we needed to find. This casting, for instance.
Yes, had to change that, didn't we? Because my old casting didn't have the oil pressure sensor.
Didn't have this oil pressure switch in the B2 onwards, I think it was. Yeah. That's off a B1 or a J. Yeah. And doesn't have the oil takeoffs. You didn't have a starter motor, like I've just said. I found that for you.
I didn't have a cam chain. I didn't have the adjusters, the blades.
A brand new cam chain in it. That's to stop it scratching the block off the crankcase.
Yes, and also, of course, the blade there, the adjuster blade.
That's a brand new adjuster blade. Yeah. I've just received this today, which is the front blade.
Okay, excellent.
That goes in the barrel.
Yeah.
4 new gudgeon pins.
Yeah.
Because I found a little bit of wear on the gudgeon pins in these pistons.
Okay.
Which you can see here. You can actually feel wear.
Yeah.
Only a few thou.
But it's there.
But I priced the gudgeon pins up, and they're £3.50 each.
Just get a new
It's
one.
a no-brainer. You just buy another set.
Yes, yeah.
I was gobsmacked how cheap they were.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've got a new set of gudgeon pins there.
Okay. But what haven't we got so far? What do we need to get next?
What do we need next now? It's all head work, really.
Yes. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that because not only have we had a problem with the crankcase being cracked, there's also a problem apparently with the head being cracked.
Yeah.
Which you've now fixed.
Yes.
Now I saw the head over there in the corner, so let's look at that and we'll go through what was wrong with it. Okay, so there's my head.
Yes.
And it's had not one but 2 problems.
Yeah.
And one of them I can see at the front there.
There.
Yeah. Let me just zoom in on there. Let me see. You see that?
Yeah, the cam caps were on, but when I've removed them, there was one bolt that was about 4 or 5 millimetres longer than it should have been. And when they've tightened it up, it's burst a piece of the casting out.
Yeah.
So I've had to get it built
ground down. Yeah.
It obviously needs finishing, but,
yes, but it's good enough. Yeah.
The second problem, apparently one of these threads is quarter UNF or UNC, so obviously it's been repaired in America.
Yes.
So that needs to be drilled out and helicoiled all back to 6mm.
Now, didn't you say you're going to do all of them?
Yes, I am. All of them.
The cam bolts, yeah.
Yeah, all 16 holes. Every single one I'm going to drill out and helicoil.
And that's because they have a sort of tendency to strip.
Yeah, especially on the exhaust side, I've found over the years on Kawasaki's. I don't know whether the metal goes a bit brittle with the heat on the front. But when I do a Kawasaki head now, I just helicoil a lot.
Yeah, and then spin it round, there's also a problem at the exhaust side.
This hole here, someone had snapped a bolt in the past.
Yes.
They drilled it. The drill hole had gone off centre.
Yeah.
And there was a crescent of the original bolt in there, which had been threaded. The bolt had gone off at an angle.
Yeah.
And it had actually cracked.
Oh,
this lug here.
Right.
You can see it actually molds into the
exhaust mount. Yeah.
So the welder had to grind it all out, get the broken steel out,
and then
re-weld it. So now it just wants all finishing and drilling and
so
helicoiling.
you're Jeff can do that.
So it's all about doing the threads now.
Now, in terms of anything else, you did say, I think, that the valves were worn.
There's a little bit of play in the valve guides. These are original cast iron guides.
Yeah.
Most people take them out, put the phosphor bronze later guides.
What about the valves themselves? Are they okay? Or
some of them look a bit. I think some of the valves have been refaced.
Right.
And you've lost the edge on the valve.
Yeah.
They've gone like razor sharp, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They haven't got an edge.
What about the seats on the?
The seats are too wide.
Yeah. They need to be recut.
Yeah, you've got a 45-degree seat. Which is too wide, so you need a 60-degree cutter and a 30-degree cutter to give you to narrow down the valve. Well, I can take it to Roger Upperton, or I can take it in Leeds, who I trust with all my heads.
Yeah.
Or I can take it local to the head shop and get them to do it.
Well, I guess the issue is timing in it, how long it takes to do, because I believe Roger Upperton can be a little bit slow.
Yes, but that's because he's good.
Oh, okay.
And he has a lot of work on.
Yeah, I don't want to be waiting until next year. That's the problem.
Well,
all right. So it's going to need recutting, new valves, and probably new guides as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, you put the valve in, there's a bit of wobble.
Yes. No, let's get it sorted.
I don't know whether you want new guides in it and everything.
Yes. Do it all. Do it all.
Well, that was one thing.
I want it like a new bike, basically. I don't want to sort of think, oh, it's been rebuilt, but
no, there's no point in cutting corners.
No, let's do it right.
The one thing I will say on this as well, I've probably got to get it to Jeff's and get him to drill these with a cutter rather than a drill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on his bed, on his miller.
On his miller, yeah.
So nothing goes off centre.
Mm-hmm.
On the American heads, you can see these 4 holes here.
Yeah.
They link to the exhaust ports, and when you shut off, fresh air from the airbox is injected down there. On the UK heads, these aren't drilled on the UK heads.
No, you don't need it.
So if you won't need it, so you could drill, possibly thread those and put some grub screws in there.
But does it matter?
Blank them off.
I mean, what does it do? It's just for emissions, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. You can actually see in the exhaust ports. You can see the holes here behind the guides.
Yeah.
So they need blanking off, so no exhaust gases come up and out.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that is actually off a American. Is it off 1000J?
It's probably off 1000J or one of the 1100Ps, the police bikes, or it might even be off a GPZ. I'm not sure.
Also, of course, we also changed the cams as well. We went from J cam to a GPZ cam, didn't we? Yeah,
Jeff supplied me some J cams. When I checked them, they were J cams, 1000J. And he also had a set of B1 cams, I think, which I've now got. Yeah, so I'm going to run them.
And the B1s.
Sorry, B2 cams. Sorry,
okay,
B2
but the GPZ cams have a little bit more lift and a little bit more duration.
The B2 cams do, yeah.
Which will give you a bit more top end.
Hopefully. Yeah, well, they're designed for that engine anyway, so we might as well use them.
Yeah. Okay, so what's next then? Are you going to put the head on?
Block and pistons.
Yeah.
Block and pistons on.
Over there.
Wait for the billet covers to be made.
Yes. I've actually just ordered, would you believe, a Z oil level sight glass, which you can buy apparently.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, so I just ordered one of them.
Right.
So Jeff's now got all the billet he needs.
Yeah.
And it's just got to get on with it.
I mean, the clutch cover's easy enough,
yes.
and the ignition side's easy enough.
Yeah,
the stumbling block now is the alternator side, the rotor, the stator.
Yeah, I've got the cover
And the
at
cover.
home, which I've got to clean up.
Yeah.
I've not done it yet because I've got a sore finger. So, so in terms of the rotor then and the windings, we haven't got anything, I guess. So
got nothing yet.
So we've got to get
So
that.
we can go down the second-hand route, or we can go down the new route.
Oh, get it new, mate. Get it new.
Yeah.
You don't want things flying apart. And
No.
You buy second-hand wine, it could fail. It might be all right. You might not.
No.
You know. So I'd rather get it all new. What I want is that engine to be like a new bike when it's finished.
It will be.
You know,
I'm not cutting corners. It will be like new.
Not cheap, but it's worth doing right.
Absolutely. And you've got thousands of miles left in it then. When
Yeah,
it's done.
yeah. Well, I won't be doing all that. I get no time to ride at the moment at all. So we'll see. Perhaps later on in the year. Right, so that's good. Anything else we can talk about concerning the block and the engine and what else is going on?
Not really. I think we've covered it all, really.
Okay.
There's nothing else to cover, really.
Right. Okay, great stuff. So I'll come back in a week or two, and hopefully the top end will be back on, or at least the block will be on.
The block will be on.
That'll have to wait because it's got to go off to be.
Yeah,
sorted out.
the majority of the work's now in the head.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Right. So with that, then, is that it? Should we stop?
Yeah, we can stop now. I don't think there's anything else to cover.
Okay. Time for tea then.
Time for tea.
Great stuff.
These are tight.
Yeah. Right. So what we've got here, Les, is a front wheel from
R6.
an R6, a sort of late, what was it, 2001 or something?
2001 R6, yeah.
That you're braking because all the bits down here. It's actually good nick in it. It's just that unfortunately the engine.
The bike's really tidy.
Yeah.
It's just that it's done a liner, like
Yes.
apparently they all do.
Yes. And the reason I'm filming you doing that is because over there, in the corner, the front forks and the calipers, and you're now taking the discs off that wheel.
Removing the discs.
For me, because I bought them.
Yes.
So they are going to go on my Z project, hopefully.
Yeah.
It means obviously changing the yokes and so on that I've got in the bike at the moment, but no problem. I think we've got I think your Jeff's got more than one set of yokes on his shelf to
Absolutely.
take that.
He'll have some at 43, I'm sure.
Yeah. And the good news is, they're in excellent condition. It's because I was looking online and most of the ones you see, the chips, they're rusty. You know, they need rebuilding with.
There are a few
stanchions.
tiny stone chips in those,
yeah.
but
compared to most,
the 99%.
Yeah, you can see there. Look, it's also having the blue spots there. Master cylinder, that's fine. Sadly, I don't need anything else.
Don't need the wheel.
I don't know. No, I don't need a wheel. I've got my wheels. Yeah. So you're saying that you'd advertised the rest on Facebook, some
Yes.
R6 Owners Club or something,
Yeah,
and you've been inundated with requests and offers and so on.
that's right.
Good, good. Right, excellent. And one reason I'm here as well is because over here behind me, I brought you this thing. Just bring it into shot here. This is my Z, get it right, not ZXR, ZRX swing arm.
ZRX 1200.
Yes, there it is. And I brought it because you are off to Triple S soon.
Yeah, to pick up
In
some
Bingley,
stuff.
to come and pick up some stuff. So while you're going, you may as well take that and get it powder coated for me.
That's right.
It's going to be a gloss black, hopefully.
Every time I pick something up, I drop something else off.
Yeah. Well, you're saying you got quite a few things going back into, haven't you?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Saves me a trip anyway. Sadly, the frame's not ready yet, so it won't be for quite a while. But at least I can get that out of the way and done.
I'll be going back to
I know.
several occasions in the future,
I know.
we can take it then.
Yeah. Okay. And since was last here just a few days ago, anything happened with the Z motor?
Yeah, I've got the barrel half on.
Half on.
Half on.
Okay.
I'll show you that
In a minute. Okay, great stuff. Right, here we are, Les. We've come into the workshop to look at my engine. There it sits with the block half on, as you said.
Yeah.
This has been a bit of a problem. Now, first of all, I can see we've now got the end cover in, and we've got the ignition advanced retard in place.
Yeah.
Block sitting on wood, waiting to go down. But the block can't go down because we've hit a problem. And that problem is that I believe one of the oil scraper rings.
One of the oil scraper rings
got damaged.
Got damaged when I was putting the barrel on.
Yes.
Something that's never happened in 40 years of building engines.
These things happen. And
Yeah.
the reason for that is because You did it on your own, and normally you might have an extra helper just to keep an eye.
It's normally a two-handed job, and with social distancing, I couldn't ask for anyone. So I've tried to put it on my own and snagged a ring, and they're not available.
No.
The problem is with this, when you bore them out, you lose the taper on the liner.
Right, so it makes it more difficult.
Makes it more difficult for the rings to compress as they enter the bore.
Okay. Now, rather than being all upset about it and oh my god, it's the end of the world, I'm not bothered, because I'll tell you why. Because those pistons, although they're in good nick, came out of an engine. They weren't new pistons, and that always worried me a bit, because you think, well, what kind of life have they had? They might look all right, but maybe, as we see, maybe one of them rings was slightly damaged in such a way that we couldn't even see it.
No, I've visually checked them and measured them up, and everything's perfect on them.
Yeah.
The only wear was on the gudgeon pins, which have replaced.
Okay. Now, so what to do? You've had a look online to see whether we can buy a new ring.
They're not available anymore.
Not available. And you did say you'd found somewhere in Germany. Was it?
Yeah, somewhere in Germany through eBay that does new rings.
Right.
But they were £200 for a set of rings.
For a set of rings, yeah. Whereas for about £500, we can get.
Not even that.
Not even that. We can get a full set of new pistons.
With rings.
With rings. By the likes of Arias or whatever.
Yeah, JE, Wiseco, any of those manufacturers.
Forged pistons, yeah. And we're going to go. So we're going to do that, and we're going to go for 10 point.
I think the road pistons are 10.25 to 1.
Yeah, we have a choice. We can go low compression, 8 to 1.
I think 8 to 1 for
like
turbo and supercharger. Then you've got the road pistons, which are about 10.25 to 1.
And then you've got the really high compression.
The drag race ones are 13 to 1. I think.
We're not having that. This is going to be a road bike, so we're going to go for
we
the
don't
road
need
bike
them,
option.
no.
So panic over. There's no reason to panic. So hopefully, in a week or two's time, we'll get some new pistons on here. Get the block on.
I'll remove the block, remove those pistons, and order some nice shiny new ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a pain, but it's not the end of the world, because, as I say, I was always a little bit sceptical about using.
Well, the problem in the future would have been, if you can't get the rings and those rings wear out, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, you got new pistons anyway.
That's it.
Okay, so that's not really a big problem, but we have got that new front end for the bikes. That's not the end of the world. That's good news, because I'm very happy with that. They're a good set of forks. We can move on with that. The head, I know you took to your.
Yeah, I took the head back to Jeff's. He's got to set it up on the miller.
Yeah, so he's doing that.
To cut. It's rather than drill out where the lugs that were welded.
Yes.
He's using a special cutter.
Yes.
So it doesn't go off centre.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's dialing it. He's setting it up on the.
Just right. Yeah.
So then once he's done that, we can thread all the holes and put all the helicoil inserts in.
For the cam caps. Yeah.
For the cam caps. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff. So with that then, I think we'll call that a day, and it's now time for tea.
Tea.
So thanks for watching, everybody, and cheers.